Hey folks, this is Danny Jugan. I am the lead developer for Access Football, and this morning we have for you guys the second development video for Access Football 2017. This should be a relatively short dev video. We want to show off our on-field play art that we added this year. This was one of the things that was highly requested. When you get used to having the play art on the field in a football game, whichever game it is that you're playing, it's hard to play a game that doesn't have it. And so we wanted to really work on adding it in 2017. And so, disclaimer up front, everything you're looking at in terms of graphical assets, including the models and the field and all that sort of stuff, this is still the 2016 stuff. A lot of what you're going to see here, even the UI, is going to change. You will notice that we have adjusted the colors on the playbooks. These colors should be more consistent with what you would expect to see in a football playbook in terms of the colors and the highlighting of certain routes and that sort of thing. All of the running plays are going to be in red. All of the passing plays are going to be in yellow, with orange being the primary route of the the route of the primary receiver for that play. And we adjusted the colors because the colors that we had previously didn't look good on the field, and so we adjusted these so that the colors that you see in the playbook match the colors that you see on the field in terms of the play art, and you'll see what I mean by that in just a second. Alright, so real basic, let's just go with a running play, this quick toss out to the left. So while you are waiting on the ball to snap, you can hold, if you're playing on the keyboard, left shift. If you're playing with a controller, it's going to be the left trigger or the L2 button, and this is going to pull up your play art lines. You'll notice it zooms out a little bit so you can see the whole field, and you can toggle it on just by holding the button on and off. So you snap the ball and you see they run along the lines. Kind of standard stuff that everyone's used to. This isn't magic or anything like that, but it's cool to see. And so let's pull up a passing play here. We can see the actual routes that are running. One thing I want to point out is this. I'm going to pause this and zoom in here. You'll notice that depending on the perspective, this line is actually going under this midfield logo. And this is something that we have changed already. It's just not in what you're looking at. In the past versions of the game, this midfield logo and even these end zones, here you get a sneak peek of what the new football player models are going to be. These logos are actually sitting on top of the field. They're not actually a part of the field texture, and that causes some issues. I know last year with the pass circle, as you moved it around the field, sometimes it would go under the logo, sometimes it would go under the end zone, and so what we've already changed is these logos are now going to be written on the actual field. Some technical things that will do for it. It will allow the normal map or the bump map of the field to be applied to it, so it'll look a lot more realistic. It'll also allow for the lighting that gets baked onto the field to get applied to that as well. And you also won't have the issue that we see here with the lines going under it with the pass circle. So that is something that'll get fixed and will be pretty cool. So go ahead and snap the ball here, and you see they run the routes that they are supposed to. I'm just going to throw it away. And last couple things I want to show you guys on the offensive side is if for whatever reason you change your route, whether you call it a hot route or you do a whole audible, you can see here this is where everyone's running. If we audible, go ahead and complete this. Get down close to the end zone, and then I'll do it. If we change the routes here, so if we go, hang on, I've got something disabled. Let me do this. I'm going to grab a controller, and we'll do it this way. So what I'm going to show you is that when you change the route, it'll update the field lines as well. Alright, so now if we go into Audible and we change it to a run play, so I'm going to change up here to this weak dive. Now when we do it, you see the play lines update. Same thing with the hot routes. If I audible back to, I'll go to the short outs down here at the bottom left. If I change the hot route, so instead of this tight end doing an out, if I have him do, let's have him do a post down here. Now you see he's doing a post. So this is automatically going to update, and there are some, a few things that we need to work out still with where you press the button, it kind of gives away what you pressed. So I snap the button, you'll see that he will run a post indeed. So we have a little bit of tweaking to do, but hopefully you guys see what we've got going on here. Let me show you the defensive side of things. So let me close out of this and pop over on defense. We have play art on the defensive side as well. So there's basically 3 different things that you can do on defense. You can blitz, which will be shown as a red line. You will have man coverage, which will be shown as a white line, drawing to the person that you're covering, or you'll be in zone, which has a colored line with a circle at the location where you're going to be covering. So you show this first. So I'm going to go base man. So we've got the deep safety cover in the middle of the field, and that's what we see here. So I'm going to pause this because I can't control when the computer snaps the ball. But it should be relatively simple. Cornerbacks have man coverage out on the outside, and you've got just a straight white line showing who they're in man coverage with. Strong safeties covering the tight end. Middle linebackers spy on the quarterback. The will linebackers got the running back here. And actually that would be the Sam linebacker. And then the weak linebackers got the slot receiver over on this side. Should be relatively straightforward. I'll show you a couple more plays just so you can see the variety and what we've got going on. So we'll go this deep zone. Just shows the areas of the field that the players are covering. Alright, so that'll about wrap it up here. I'm going to show you a couple more as I kind of give you an idea of what we've got coming up. Our next development video is going to be big, not necessarily in terms of length or anything like that, but what we have been working on these past couple months we think is really cool, and we think you guys are really going to love it. It has to do with the new player models and the customization and mods that we are going to be allowing in 2017. The goal is always to give you as much control as possible and to give you those controls in a way that makes it as accessible to everyone as possible. We want to be able to allow you to play the game the way you want to without requiring a bunch of skills. And so all of that just to lead up to development video number 3, which we think is going to be really big. So definitely look forward to that. We're trying to release these every 3 or 4 weeks. So follow us on Twitter if you haven't. Follow us on Facebook, whatever social media you use. I also want to let you guys know that the pre-orders for Axis Football 2017 are up on our website, axisleague.com. Pre-ordering always gets you access to the beta, which will be released in a few months on Steam. It will also, depending on the level that you select, give you access to naming some players in the game, some stadiums, and some other things like that. So check it out, axisleague.com, and let us know what you think in the comment section below, or reach out to us on socials. Again, thanks so much for taking the time to watch these and support the game. We will be back soon with another video. Thanks, guys.